Biz Grill as we grow toast and bring out the truth on issues that matters to the state. Now, my attention was drawn to something the previous week that has to do with indiscipline in our schools. We focus so much about the economy and stuff, and I know it's very, very important. But let's look at our schools. The indiscipline of late in our basic schools and secondary schools is becoming very rampant, and I feel like we are not doing what we are supposed to do or taking the needed steps we need to take to make sure that such indisciplines do not happen again. I'm not that grown though, but I quite remember those times when you're coming to school. The kind of discipline that the school is exhibiting. You cannot even do certain things in the school. You cannot wake up and then all of a sudden you show certain attitude towards your colleagues in school or your teachers, and you're being allowed to go scot-free. And most of our parents those times actually backs this disciplinary rules that have been set in our schools to make sure that students are on track. But since discipline roles have been taken off and scrapped in our schools, what have been happening of late in the schools is nothing to write home about. We're here where we saw videos where a student using cutlass to lash his fellow colleague, which I know even your teacher wouldn't use a cutlass to lash you. And I remember those times in schools where, your seniors, they want to show you a bit of the pepper. You understand, if you've done something wrong, but not to the extent of using cutlass to lash your fellow colleague. And as if that wasn't enough, in the northern region, a teacher was stabbed in the eye because he felt like his student was doing something wrong and he needs to correct him. And that issue, up to now, we heard nothing about it. And same on this indiscipline issue. 2 students who were actually arguing on whose parent is rich ended up stabbing his fellow colleague. And he is dead and gone. And the recent issue at hand is one student, Pinaman Susan, who was shot in the eye by his fellow colleague. And all these things are points that needs to, awaken us from our slumber, that we are keeping too much. We are being mute on when it has to do with discipline in our secondary schools. Going to school is not only about going to the class to learn or for the teacher to teach you. All these things also count. And in schools where there is no discipline, then what sort of generation are we molding? Because these are people we are molding for the future. Trust me, 20 or 50 years to come, I wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be here. These are the same people that are coming to take over. And these same people, or these same young generations that are supposed to go through some disciplinary processes to mold them, build them, and ensure that they have the potential. They are good or solid enough to lead the country. The same generation has been left to do whatever they want to do because they said we shouldn't lash them. They said we shouldn't cane them. And any teacher that is caught disciplining a student will be arrested. It doesn't make sense. We tend to learn from this Western world, but we are learning blindly. We are actually learning blindly. It's causing us more harm. Now, this innocent child has been shot in her eyes. And as it stands now, she cannot see properly. She cannot see properly. Because of one reckless way his colleagues, exhibited. So, she's blind, partially blind. And it looks as if we are quiet. Resetting the country has to do with a lot. Let's focus on the educational sector as well. And as much as we want to do anything possible to make sure that our education system is solidly or firmly grounded, we should put more or we should pay more attention when it has to do with discipline. Because this also counts. It all counts. I'm sure we wouldn't be here if we didn't pass through those, the hands of those disciplined teachers. We have teachers who can actually discipline you, and then you wake up and you don't feel like coming to school. And those times we feel like our teachers, they didn't like us. But trust me, growing up, I've come to realize that, see, those teachers really helped my life. And we don't want to pay attention to it. And it's causing more harms. Let's bring back those discipline roles that our teachers used to, exhibit in our schools. Let's bring back those kind of discipline reforms again. Because it's causing more harm. Students are going wayward. I saw a video where male students were harassing female students, and then they went to report, and the teachers were, there is nothing they can do, because if the teacher should say something right now or cane the student, he will end up being jailed, because they said, don't cane, don't lash. And we think that is good. That isn't the right way to go. It isn't the right way to go. Discipline will always shape you to become whoever you want to be in future. Even in institutions where there are no discipline, trust me, there is no way you are going to see progress, because everything you have to come with you being so disciplined. Let's bring back that form of discipline in our schools again, and ensure that all those students that are causing such chaos and putting their colleagues into a mess, they should be arrested and ensure that they face the law. Because as a student, if you have this thought in mind to use cutlass to lash your fellow colleague, you shouldn't be allowed to go scot-free. No. If the students are being punished, it will serve as a deterrent to other students. They will be used as an scapegoat to other students. But in a case where the student commits a crime and they are being left to go scot-free, trust me, it's going to rise, and we are going to see more than what we are seeing now if we don't do anything about it. So to our education ministry, you are doing a lot, but there are more to do. Recently, I saw the education minister trying his possible best to ensure that everything is on track. But please, in as much as we are doing that, let's pay attention to this as well. Because these same people are going to grow up to become leaders of this nation. And if a leader, as at this stage, can pick a gun and shot his fellow colleague in the eye, then what if this person is being given a leadership role one day in the future? It means all of us are going to be dead and gone. So let's pay attention to it and make sure that we uproot it now, and don't wait for it to grow before we start to do something about it. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Thanks for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.